everyone, Biggie here, and today we are going to learn about how to railfan. Now, lots of people when they start railfanning don't know what they're doing. I know I didn't know what I was doing when I started railfanning, but here's a tutorial, a much needed tutorial on the YouTube fan base in order to get into what do we have to do. So let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do is get a device. This is an iPad. Well, it's not the one I'm recording on, but this is the tablet I use to railfan. If you want, you can also use your iPhone, your camera, and many other things. But I primarily use the iPad to film trains. So now that you've found your camera, your tablet, you may be wondering, which one should you do? Should it be video or picture? It's up to you. If you want to take pictures of trains, go ahead. If you want to take a video of a train, go ahead. There's so many ways how to do that. Now, let's get into another thing that what railfans do to railfan. You want to find train tracks or places that are populated with trains. Now, it can be anywhere. Think for a moment. Do you know any train tracks near your area? If you do, go to them. But there are a couple rules you need to follow. According to Union Pacific's rules, you have to stand at least 20 feet away from all railroad tracks. Always expect a train on tracks. Never think they're, abandoned. And always don't trespass on railroad property. You can go on stations, you can go on bridges, but you need to follow these rules. So make sure you follow these rules while you go railfanning. In the Denver area, you probably know about RTD, Regional Transport District, the bus, light rail, and commuter rail company. Over the past few years, or per se, past few months, if you want to get technical, I've mostly recorded RTD, or, lots of commuter rail. But a couple of my videos are freight train. I consider myself mixed of everything. Every railfan's mixed. But in my area, I focus on Union Pacific, steam trains, and basically stuff that I can grab onto. If you live somewhere in like Philadelphia, New York, then you have a lot of things to plan. If you want to do commuter rail, then do Metro or anything that is a commuter rail service. If you want to do freight train, go to freight train lines and record either NS, CXX, BNSF, or Union Pacific. Now, a good place to railfan would be at the stations to railfan the commuter rails. If you want to railfan a freight train, then you can also do it at a station that has a freight train line next to it, or regular railroad tracks. Or you could go to a crossing. Now, if you're a railfan, you probably know about train crossings. Crossings are basically another place to railfan. It's safe and it's not breaking any rules, and you can get a good shot of a train. So, if you want to go to a crossing for a freight train, then go there. Just make sure you know what you're doing. Number 20, a steam locomotive. Now, if diesel is in your thing, if you're more of a fan of steam locomotives, then railfanning a steam locomotive is good for you. So, usually steam locomotives aren't that active, don't really pull freight, and, out of service. But they still run, as a matter of fact. So you can always find one at a scenic railroad or when Union Pacific does their excursions. Now, if you're wondering what a scanner is a device or per se a radio that reads radio frequencies from like channels and other things. But scanners in railfan terms are basically the device you use to know when a train's coming. They are very useful to know when a train's coming or when a train's not coming. They also read defects, damages, and so many other things that you will probably have to look up yourself. But using a scanner is mandatory. They're very useful and they can help you out a lot. But in my past experiences, I've never used a scanner in my life. But that doesn't mean you have to use a scanner. A scanner is useful, but you can always railfan without a scanner, just like how I'm doing it. But in the future, I'll probably buy a scanner. But right now, I'm a learning railfan, and I just want to help other people with me and expand everything. Now, before I end this off, I just want to say, where do you put your videos? Well, you can post them anywhere to like Reddit, Facebook, Instagram for your photos. If you want to share your train videos, I suggest doing it on YouTube because it's the most better platform out of all those other small ones. Well, with that, this has been officially the end of Biggie K's How to Railfan. It's been fun, and well, I hope I helped you guys understand how railfanning works. There's a lot of more videos going into more details, so make sure you like and subscribe. See you guys later.